morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm going to tap on a subject I hit on probably about a month ago. And to me, it is preventing a lot of new agents and even a lot of experienced agents who want to rush the process when they're visiting with a client. And it's creating them not to make sales. So I'm going to do 5 topics. I'm going to hit on each one. Number 1, you only have a couple seconds on the phone. They say 7, 8, 10 seconds, whatever, on the phone for the person to like you, feel comfortable with you. Could be longer, it could be shorter. It depends on the person. First of all, when you're speaking with somebody on the phone, I want you guys to start thinking about the words that you choose to use when you're speaking with them. The word yeah, got to get out of your vocabulary. It's got to be yes sir, no sir. You got to use certain words that are insurance related to where you're connecting with them right in the beginning. Number 1, when you're on the phone, you need to sound sharp. You need to sound like a razor blade that'll cut through glass. Number 2, when you respond to a question, you need to think about the answer before you give it. So your response has got to be a well thought out explanation of what they're asking. Number 3, when you're making a transition, speaking with a person, going from hello to the warm up, let me ask you the health questions, all this stuff here, it's got to be smooth. Number 4, when you request information on their health, their medication, their past history, you got to come across with confidence, because if you don't, it's not going to make you sound sharp like you were supposed to sound in the beginning. And number 5, when you're going through the health questions, you got to know how to dig politely when they tell you an answer to the health questions. So let's talk about the hello, how you doing? A lot more agents are selling by phone. We still got some agents that are what they call boots on the ground, doing door knocking. Years ago, it used to be probably 100% knocking doors, 0 by phone, and slowly it's making a huge transition. We can attribute that to COVID. So now, with the workforce that I presently have and the folks that work for home office, I'm probably going to say it's probably 75% phone people, 25% agents knocking on doors. Now, when you're knocking on a door with somebody, you got to learn how to dress. Now, some people say, Joe, I go to work in shorts and I do this and I do that stuff there, and they make money. For me, I got to dress up with a long pair. In other words, I couldn't go dressed like this here to see a client. I'm dressed like this here because COVID changed the office. I used to dress long sleeve shirt, long pants, a tie back in the day. Now things have changed. So door knocking, you must look nice, dress sharp, sound nice, be professional, know how to approach your door with a lead. When you go into a house with a lead, you got to learn how to highlight the words you want them to see. You hand them the lead and they're going to read it. They're not going to read it. They're skimming over for words that will get their attention to help them remember why they put that return envelope in the mail or return card in the mail. So what you're going to do, you're going to be smarter. You're going to highlight those words. Okay? Now, let's talk about talking to somebody on the phone. I'm not really crazy about saying my last name on the phone because my name, Joe Ciaccio, it kind of blends together. Now, let's say you got a name like Chris Owens. Chris may say, Joe, I'm going to say my full name because that's what I want to do. So everything we talk about on these calls, I'm going to give you my thoughts, and then from there, you're going to pick out the way you want to say it. Okay? Personally, hello, my name is Chris. Recently, you sent this card in. Hello, my name is Chris. Don't hang up on me. I've got information that you requested. All of these different ways on the phone, yet you need to practice, because the most important part is when they say hello is to keep them on the phone, because we don't need any more experience on calling, they're not home, calling, they're not answering, calling, do I leave a voicemail, what do I say on the voicemail, do I leave a voicemail, do I not leave a voicemail? All these things go through your mind. So what I'm telling you is let's prepare so when the person does answer the phone, you know what to say. You're locked, loaded, and you're ready to hunt a big bear. Well, Joe, how do I remember all this stuff here? Well, here's the benefits. Working at home, you can have cheat sheets in front of you. They can't see you. They've got no idea what you're looking at. So you can have one answering the phone, making the transition to warm up, getting into the health questions, going over the different programs that are available, tell them what they hopefully will qualify for, how your programs work. Let me kind of go over some different ideas of what it's going to cost you, and then you go to the application process. Hopefully you get the green light, they get approved, the hello, the thank you, the hug and kiss, the referrals, leave some brochures. Thank you very much. Now, when you're asking questions on a warm-up and the client is responding back to you, there's no need to have to speak 100 miles an hour or to answer that question bam, 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 okay? It's okay to think for a second. Because when you ask a client a question, Mr. Client, you sent this card in, you want some information about some additional life insurance as we spoke about. What I want to do is I want to visualize us sitting in your doctor's office. Say, Doc, this is Joe. He's my new insurance agent. I'm giving you permission to tell him everything about me. That's what I tell clients when I'm on the phone with them. Visualize you in your doctor's office, and then I say, what would your doctor tell me about you in the last 3 to 5 years? That's gone wrong with you, or nothing's gone wrong with you. Doctor's got notes. Doctor knows everything about you. Doctor knows your medication. Believe it or not, it triggers something in their mind that they're answering now for the doctor. And I'm trying to put their mind and their heart and soul as if all three of us are sitting in the doctor's office. Doctor's behind his desk. I'm to the left, the client's to the right. Have a little triangle, we're talking. Doc, tell me about Miss Jones' health. Has she had any heart attacks, any stroke, any cancer? And she's going to go, no, I've had nothing. Say, okay, what about, are you bedridden, anything like that there? Are you on oxygen? Because what happens is that you don't know, because people can sound perfect on the phone. Perfect. Had a client call me last week, a young boy, 34 years old. Nothing's wrong with him. Not a damn thing's wrong with him. I'm talking on the phone. His aunt wants to make the premium payment. She decides he wants to get insurance. So automatically that kind of threw up a flag. Why is the aunt calling me to tell me she wants to buy insurance for her nephew? Yeah, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Yet, I've been talking to this lady in 150 years. Now, if you were the client and you spoke to him 2 months ago, she said, Joe, listen, I thought about what you said. I think it's time for me to get some insurance for my nephew. He's getting back on his feet. I want to help him out for a couple months. I say, no problem. I understand. But when a client just calls me and tells me I want to buy insurance, so I said, no problem. So I get the young man on the phone, real nice young man, very professional. He articulated his words. This guy was just a class act guy. So I'm talking to him. I said, well, how's your health? Nothing's wrong with me. It's okay. So we chit-chatted some more. So went over some different ideas, some different prices, and he goes, yeah, that's the one I want there. So I'm going through the application. I'm writing some notes down. So I told Jake, get him back on the phone because I need to find out who his doctor is. Jay calls him up. He says, Joe forgot to ask you, who's your doctor? And Jay said there was silence. He didn't know what to say. Well, I've been the doctor a long time. I said, okay. I'm thinking because Jay's telling me this here. So out of nowhere, he said, oh, I went to this doctor here in Tampa, and he lives out towards Orlando. He lives 2 hours away from me. And here's the doctor's name and address that I went to. I said, okay. Kind of fishy. He lives there. Doctor's over here. He didn't say nothing about being here 2-3 years ago, 2-3 months ago. I said, okay. Put the application in. Bam, denied. Boom. No ifs, ands, or buts, not a graded or a modified. absolutely said, we are not going to insure this client. I asked him every single question, everything about medication. He was on a high blood pressure medication, that was it. Now, could he have not have known what was wrong with him? I don't know. Could there be something wrong with him? The reason why the aunt called me to get him insurance? Probably. So even digging with this guy, you're not going to always get a favorable response to an application and say approved. That happened to me. Okay? So not that if it happened to me, it's going to happen to you. You need to dig. Now let's say you're talking with a client and you're going over the health questions with a client. And you go, I'm going to go down a list of health questions with you. And with something I say matches with you, let me know. I just got to make a little note. Not going to be a problem. I got a company to take care of you. Don't worry about it. I just want to make sure I'm getting the best program for you because I know you're on a budget. You don't have much money to spend. So the more I know about you, the better program I can get you. I'm telling that person on the phone, I want to know everything about you. Try to get you into a program to where you can get a policy. Okay? I just want them to open up to me. And some people are afraid to open up. Some people say, well, damn, I tried to apply last month with this guy named Frank, and I got declined. So if I don't tell Joe everything, Joe's not going to know, and I probably can get a policy. Now, this is how my brain thinks. You have to take advantage of modern technology. You have to tell your client on the phone, say, I'm going to ask you some health questions. Want to visualize it's me, you, and your doctor together. And when the doctor and you give me the information and the insurance company gets the information, they have something called artificial intelligence. They have more information about us than we think that we know about ourselves. So the more you can tell me, it'll make things go smoother when it comes application time to make sure I get you with a company that will accept you. Artificial intelligence, we all know about that there. Years and years ago, they did an MIB check. Now they're doing MIB check, but the MIB has got more prongs out there. It's going deeper and deeper and deeper into different channels that I really don't know where they're getting their information from. They're finding out everything about everybody. Reason why? You become a liability when you buy insurance from an insurance company. They don't want to insure you if you're not healthy. They really don't want to. They want to insure the healthy people because that's how they make money with payments over and over again. They basically, I think they want you to cancel later on so they don't have to pay a claim out. Okay? Doesn't work that way yet. Yet. Now, when a client tells you, well, did I have a heart attack? No, I didn't. Well, when they're thinking about, well, I don't think I did, or maybe I did, maybe I didn't, you need to stop. That is not me continue. It means to stop, say, let me ask you, you hesitated on that question. Did you go to a doctor there, he said you could have had a heart attack, or you did have a heart attack, or you're on medication to prevent you from having a heart attack? You want to relax them. You want them to open up and tell you everything about it. If you don't, you're going to get to the end and you may get a decline. Medications. If they just started a medication recently, you got to find out what the medication is. Let's say they just started a blood thinner. Yep, the doctor put me on a blood thinner about 2 months ago. Why? He just said I just needed it. Doctors don't put people on well, there's some doctors that do. But a good doctor does not put his client on a medication just because. There's got to be a reason. Could he have had a heart attack? Could he have had a stroke? Could he have had a TIA, little mini stroke? What about maybe a blood clot? There's things that doctors put people on medication for. So when they say they on a blood thinner, you got to find out how long they've been on the blood thinner for. Some companies look back 1 year, some companies look back 2 years, some companies look back 3 years. Depends on the company. That's why you need to know your underwriting. The more questions you ask, the more you dig, the better agent you will be in placing your clients with a carrier where you know they're going to get approved. When you speak to people, you need to articulate your words. You need to speak with confidence. You need to tap your brakes. I mean, when you're driving, you hit that gas pedal, then you hit that brake to slow yourself down. I'm telling you, hit those brakes to slow yourself down, because if you're going too fast, the client may sit and say, why is he going so fast? It may be just your personality. My personality is I talk fast. Yet when I'm in the house with a client, I know that I need to slow down. I know when I'm on the phone with a client, I need to slow down because I want to help the client, and in return, I want to make a sale. So I'm kind of tapping those brakes from left and right. When you drink a lot of coffee, you drink a lot of sodas or something, you get that caffeine level and you start sometimes going too fast. I'm going to ask you, continue drinking your stuff, that's no problem. Yet think about, I'm on the phone, I need to slow down. Have cheat sheets in front of you. Have a system of what you got to ask. Health questions. Why? When did it start? What caused this? Medication. What's that medication for? Is that medication based on what they said they had? Or is that a brand new medication that they forgot to tell you they had? You get a blood thinner 2, 3, 4 months ago, there's something wrong, okay? The doctor just doesn't say, let me thin your blood out to thin it out. There's usually something wrong, okay? You may have too much hemoglobin going on. Maybe you need to go donate blood. All these different things. The more experience you learn and you hear, the better agent you're going to be. Now, when you dig and ask questions, you can't be too tough. You got to be a little bit soft. You know, out of curiosity, why do you think the doctor put you on that medication? Okay. If it doesn't make sense, ask the question again. Are you a smoker or a non-smoker? Well, I quit smoking a while back. You know, the questions are 1 year. Say, have you smoked within the last 6 months? No, it's been more than 6 months. Okay. Did you smoke last summertime, like around 4th of July? You kind of want to take them on a road trip back to where they were, to where you could hopefully find out that they quit smoking over a year ago. It takes time. Have you smoked over a year? Have you smoked? You smoke? No, I don't. Have you quit smoking for over a year because you smoked before? Well, I really don't know. What you're going to end up doing, you're going to quote them as a non-smoker. It's going to come back that they are a smoker, and now you got a higher rate. Now you got to deal with a higher premium, as well as overcoming, I don't smoke, but the company says you are a smoker. Take your time. Prepare yourself. Be calm. Make your phone calls. Sound sharp. Tap your brakes. When something comes up that does not make sense, inquire. Ask questions slowly, politely. Tell them that you're going to go sit with the doctor and them to find out about their health. Remember, the insurance companies got all these new ways of finding out about their health. I know you've heard about artificial intelligence, AI. They've got all this stuff here. So just lay the cards out, tell me exactly what's wrong with you, and I will find you a program to make you happy today. Okay, guys, with that said, make it a great day. Need anything, give us a call. We love you, appreciate you. Hit them hard today. Bye-bye.